Why are men taught how to treat women, but women aren't taught how to treat men?
Ooh, that is intriguing. I guess growing up, I'm in my 50s now, there was always a stigma about, being a gentleman or being a young lady as well. But for some reason, you're right. There was always the men who were taught how to, hold the door open for a woman, be chivalrous and sacrifice yourself. I don't know. I kind of like it. It's interesting that women are not taught the same thing, but then again, men aren't taught necessarily how to dress and groom themselves as well as some ladies are.
Can you define chivalry?
No.
That's just being polite. Like, I don't know, just holding the door open, that stuff.
I don't want to sound misogynistic here, but just a guy doing the manly things for a girl.
Chivalry is, do you know what, I think it applies to both genders now with this day and age, but chivalry traditionally is a guy opening a door for a woman, a guy letting the woman sit down at the table first. It is a guy being a gentleman, a true gentleman.
Men being gentlemen and properly dressed and holding the door, but it's more than that. It's in the things that you might not see every day. It's taking the trash out without being asked. It's going out and mowing the grass or making plans for your significant other without it even being a special occasion. I think chivalry is really just being a decent, upstanding person and treating someone like they're the most important thing in the world to you.
What are your thoughts on the following list of expressions? Ladies first, ladies night, happy wife, happy life, never keep a lady waiting, women are special, women are queens, women are the prize, women are always right, placing women on a pedestal, and it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind.
Those are really old school terms. Well,
1950s type woman. We're in a different world now. I smoke weed, I hit the bong, I'll shotgun faster than you.
So you don't think any of those still apply?
Some of them do, but I don't think that women should be held at a higher standard than men.
Or a...
I mean, is that holding women to a higher standard or a higher status?
No, I feel like...
Aren't they all products of chivalry?
wow. Wow. Yes, they are. I agree to that statement, yes.
Would you consider chivalry to be a female privilege?
Ooh, we're getting personal. Yeah, I'm going to say yeah. I feel like because girls never return it. It's always the guy.
You don't see women holding doors open for men. You don't see a lot of women asking a guy out and then taking him out and picking up the check.
So is chivalry sexist?
Ooh. I don't know, because if you're traditional, then it's just tradition. But yeah, I mean, I guess some would say.
If chivalry is about being polite, wouldn't it be polite for women to do all those same things for men?
It definitely would be polite, but it depends on your relationship. Some men like to be the man and take that dominant role and take care of their woman, so.
It gives him the opportunity to...
Get sex?
No. Not sex, no. So, yeah, it may give him sex. However, it gives him the opportunity to provide and be that strong man for the woman that he is dating.
So be a slave?
Wow, no.
Or be a simp?
Maybe like a couple not just down from a simp, but yes, a simp.
What is the difference between being a chivalrous gentleman and being a simp?
For me, the difference is pretty much knowing whether or not you are actually wanted in the situation.
Everybody think being a simp is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to me. I can't really answer that question because being a simp is not a bad thing to me. I mean, if you care about your woman, that's not a bad thing.
I told somebody that they were giving me too much and that they were being a simp when I was not fully interested, and I had displayed that to them. And so for him to have continued to buy me stuff, I feel like that is kind of what made him a simp in comparison to someone who is just being chivalrous.
A lot of people believe that chivalry is just about being polite, like holding the door open, but chivalry is also part of guys getting down on one knee and proposing to a woman, guys being expected to kind of pay a woman's way on a date, things like that, right? If chivalry is about being polite, wouldn't it be polite for women to do all those same things for men?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Then why don't they?
I do.
Okay, but why do you think
we're
that?
already held at a different standard anyways. It's nothing against the actual men, but if our government wants to act like we're not as important as men, then you should do the fucking work. If I want an abortion and I can't get one somewhere, open my fucking door for me.
So all guys should pay for the mistakes of a few men who make the laws?
No.
But that's the world we live in, and we don't pick and choose, so.
When you're on a date, who should pay?
We're dating.
But here's the
gentleman here.
Okay. He's supposed to pay.
Yeah.
It would be nice. I would love to have a woman come up to me and say, you know what? I want to take you out to dinner. I'm going to pay for it myself. And you know what? If you play your cards right, you might get lucky. Wouldn't that be fantastic? I would even submit to that if women wanted to take the lead.
Is chivalry dead?
Yes.
Who killed it?
Feminism.
Why do some women find chivalry patronizing while other women expect it?
Because they're so into the feminism shit where they can't understand what's the equilibrium. They're so far up into one side or the other. It's an equal balance here.
The fact that this is now the 21st century and everything's so modernized and it's not the way it was before, and if a guy tries to help a woman, they might perceive that as they think I can't do this myself.
You think that I can't do it for myself, especially when some people offer it in the way that they think that someone can't do it for themselves.
I opened the car door for them, and they're like, thank you. And then I've gone out with women that I go to open the car door, and they're like, what are you doing? So I guess this goes back to the simplicity of men versus the complexity of women. If you ask a man what another man's thinking, if a woman comes up to me and says, my boyfriend said this and well, this was the situation, I can tell her with some degree of accuracy what he's thinking and why he did what he did. Ask a woman the same thing. You know, my girlfriend did, she can't tell you. She has no idea. Why? Women can't even figure out other women. How are we supposed to be able to figure out women?
If the definition of lady is not serving a man, why is the definition of a gentleman to serve a woman?
Well, because the government some 100 years ago decided that men should be on top of women. And we didn't make these roles. We didn't make the narratives. We were given them.
What's the difference between feminist women shaming men for being men and traditional women shaming men for not being real men?
It's not really different. Shame and shame.
If you're a feminist and that's your ideals and what you believe in, of course you're going to gripe and complain that, you know, about men in one regard. And if you're a woman that has strong opinions in the other direction, you're probably going to complain in the opposite way that men aren't masculine enough. And that's why people get together, and that's why some couples work out and some couples don't.
Why do some women find chivalry patronizing when other women expect it?
I have no idea because I'm the woman who expects it.
What's the difference between chivalry and manners?
Just being a polite person, but I guess chivalry is kind of like has that gender tone under it of being a man means you have to be civil.
If women have been historically oppressed, where did the expression ladies first come from?
Huh. That's a good question for Wikipedia.
I'm not sure where it comes from. I mean, I was raised off you treat a woman as if she's on top of the world.
Maybe it was some man that, you know, really didn't want to go someplace and do something, and he knew there was danger, and he was like, hey, well, you know, ladies first. That was the beginning of feminism right there. Ladies first. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
How can a society that always places women first be called a patriarchy?
I give up on your question.
If there was some unwritten law that black people had to open the door or give up their seat, would that be racist?
Yes.
Yes.
So why is it when that same unwritten law is applied to men, it's not sexist?
It's applied to women too.
As well, yeah.
Well, I mean, aren't men typically the ones expected to give up their seat and hold the door?
Not technically.
Not today, but I mean, historically they were.
Historically they were, but
we're not living in
historically,
historical times either.
also we did have to give up our seats as well too. So, I mean.
Right, but I'm saying men were more likely to give their seat for a woman.
I've never seen it.
Show me which one of you is going to be a gentleman. Why? Why are you not being a gentleman? Why? Why? Why are you not being a gentleman to me? What did I do to you that I caused you to not be a gentleman to me? I don't even know you. I don't even know you.
honestly, men have made that standard for themselves. Women don't ask you exactly to give them your seat at the time. It's going to be like if you get on a bus, you're going to see please stand up and offer your seat for disabled people, but you won't see that for, you know, women and children or anything. And so I feel like men do that to themselves. If they wanted to give up their seats for women, that is completely on them.